Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name is Joy, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get good letters of recommendation from your teachers for your college applications. Before I get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, subscribe. And if you appreciate my content, go ahead and like the video. I appreciate that so much. All right, today, talking about how to get good letters of recommendation from your teachers. Now, this video is going to be mostly for juniors because I definitely recommend that you ask your junior year teachers if you're in high school for letters of recommendation. They're going to have the most recent experience with you before when you start college applications, which usually happen at the beginning of senior year. They will have known you for at least a year, which looks good for those administrators who are reading letter of recommendation. You'd much rather have someone who knew you for at least a year write your letter of recommendation versus your senior year teacher who may have only known you for a month or two when it's time for applications to be due. So these are mostly for juniors, but of course this will work for any grade that you're in as good tips for getting those good letters of recommendation. All right, so I think I have about 8 tips here. My first one, and it'll go, you might think like, oh my God, this is just brown nosy, but really what I'm trying to tell you to do is be a good student in these classes and you get good letters of recommendations. Be a great student and you get great letters of recommendations. So I'll start there. All right, number 1. I honestly believe that anyone who wants to get to know a teacher on a personal level outside of the class, or not even on a personal level, but outside of the classroom when there's little time for questions and answers, little time for those, I don't know, though asking about, how big is your family, or where are you from, or what would you like to do in college? What do you want to major in? What do you want to do in life? What are your professional goals? Those are opportunities to, get outside the classroom and ask the teacher those questions, and the opportunity presents itself if you go to office hours. So my first recommendation is to go to office hours. That way you can build a relationship with your teacher outside of the classroom, and you can get to start talking about some of those questions and answers that are more about college prep. And also office hours, you get, basically free tutoring from the teacher, a one-on-one session with the teacher to help you understand any concepts that you haven't mastered in class. And so the added benefit of that is possibly a boost in your grades, better knowledge of what's going to be on the test. You're more ready for the test, ready for those projects. You kind of get a heads up on what's happening. So I recommend going to office hours a lot. Our second thing, this may be like, duh, but I see it. I go into high schools a lot in my regular job. And so my second recommendation would be do not get caught on your phone in class because it just leaves a bad impression on the teacher. You definitely can't go ask a teacher for a letter of recommendation if they're like constantly telling you, hey, Jake or Jane or Emily, get off your phone. You're in class right now. I need you to be paying attention. So definitely stay off your phone in class. All right. I would say the next thing is to, again, it's cheesy, but I recommend doing it. Leave a positive end of course review for your teacher when she asks for those evaluations. So I know most, at least in college, and I bet in high school now, they have the end of course survey. We say like, hey, what did you learn? Did you think the information was valuable? What can I do better? Leave a positive review, especially if it was a good class, and leave your name on it. Most times these reviews are anonymous, but if you want to leave a positive impression and show that you took time to fill out the evaluation correctly and what you learned and that you want to actually improve this class and that you feel some value in providing this evaluation, which are all good things, definitely leave your name on that end of your evaluation and turn it in. Again, it's just more added benefit from you. The teacher associates your name with those positive comments, and when it comes time to write that letter of recommendation, it's like an easier yes. Number 4 would be volunteer to be a class leader. When the teacher asks, hey, who wants to pass out papers? Or who wants to be the group leader for this project? Or, who can stay after class to help me finish rearranging the room? Volunteer for those opportunities. Again, one-on-one time with the teacher. They get to know you better. You get to know them better. And the letter of recommendation ask is easier. Plus, you get better information in there. Like, hey, Roderick is a dedicated student who goes above and beyond and out of his way to be a leader in the class, to be a leader outside of the classroom. Those are the kind of things that you want your teachers to put in your letters of recommendation, and that only happens if you go above and beyond what your peers do. Number 5, I'll go through the rest of these quickly. Turn in assignments early. I think that speaks for itself, or at least on time. You can't be that student who's always turning in stuff late and expect to get a good letter of recommendation. Like, hey, I only got a half a point on this, or I only got half credit on this because I turned it in 2 days late. That also impacts your grades. So I don't know if it's wise to ask a teacher whose class you received, B minus C for, never being on time with your assignments for a letter of recommendation. Doesn't make sense. All right, I kind of went over this already, but volunteer to do the dumb stuff or the baby stuff, the easy stuff, like passing out name tags, picking up supplies, whatever the ask is. Again, it shows you're willing to go above and beyond. And then I would say ask questions, show that you're interested and engaged in the material. Again, positively add to your letter of recommendation. This is a sentence. I had Mary Jane in class, and she was a great student, always asking questions, curious, interested, proactive. Those are all good qualities that you want your teacher to be able to authentically talk about in your letters of recommendation. So the more positive interactions they have with you as a student, the better your letter of recommendation would be. And so my last thing is ask if there are any extra opportunities for you to participate in class. And so what I mean by that is if over the summer your teacher is writing a journal article for some publication, or your teacher is hosting a workshop for incoming freshmen, ask if there's opportunity for you to volunteer to be a part of that. Ask your teacher if there's opportunities for you to come in over the summer and prep the new juniors who are coming into the class for the year. Those are opportunities for you to volunteer and show, again, that you're proactive, you're ready to learn, you're a teammate, a leader, all good qualities that you want to be represented in your letters of recommendation. So those are my tips. Take one, take them all, take half, but implement some of them, especially for you juniors, sophomores, freshmen who are looking to build positive relationships for teachers, not only for letters of recommendation, but to maybe get to know more about your field of study or what you want to major in. If you have a really awesome physics teacher and you plan on majoring in physics in college, that's a perfect opportunity to build a relationship with a mentor and someone who can write pretty good letters of recommendation for you when that time comes. So that's my video for today. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.